Hi there everybody, this is David, and I have some super exciting news for y'all in regards to a long dormant franchise that might now be coming to fruition. If you've been playing games for as long as I have, you know that a lot of RPG series have come and gone in that time, but now one of them could be coming back, and I'm going to be telling you all about it today, and I do think that's worth the sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. And with your help, your like, and your sub, I just know that I can get there, so thank you so much for that. So in my time, I've played a ton of RPG series, and a lot of them are really good, but a lot of them also died. Series like Phantasy Star, Shining Force, Golden Sun, Lufia, Wild Arms, Shadow Hearts, just to name a few. One of them that was one of my favorites was Breath of Fire. And if you watched the Game Awards that came out just the other day, you saw that Capcom made some announcements in regards to Onimusha and Okami. They were both getting new games. They are both dormant franchises that they are now reviving. But guess what? That's not all that they plan to revive. They plan to be reviving more dormant franchises right here. It is their broader strategy to leverage its extensive library of content. It says right here that they had a press release, and Capcom stated that alongside their annual releases of major new titles, they are focusing on reactivating dormant IPs that have not had a new launch title recently. This marks a significant shift in focus for a company known in recent years for its blockbuster franchises, namely Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Street Fighter. Yeah, Capcom has been doing really well actually lately. They've been one of the companies that have been making money every single year and not losing a lot of money, and that's because they are focusing pretty exclusively on some of their major franchises, their major money makers, and putting out pretty consistent content for them. But now that that strategy is doing really well, they have some opportunities to go back into their legacy franchises and really look around and see what they can also revive. It says that Capcom emphasized the value of their rich library of content and how reviving franchises like Okami and Onimusha aligns with their goal to deliver highly efficient, high-quality titles. So they do have quite a bit of different dormant franchises that they could be reviving, such as Mega Man, obviously, but really Breath of Fire is the main one that I want. This game series first began on the SNES, and then it moved over to the PS1, and then the PS2, and then mobile, where it slowly and unceremoniously died. And it has been quite a bit of time since we've gotten one. The first game came out, I want to say in like 93, the second game in 96. The third and fourth game, I want to say like 98 and then 2000. So yeah, it's been quite a bit of time since we've gotten them. And then the fifth game really kind of went off the rails, and the mobile game never even released here in America, unfortunately. If you've never played the Breath of Fire series, you are in for a treat. It is one of the best out there. It's a turn-based RPG series where you get a bunch of party members. In many of them, you get 8 party members. In the first 2 games, you get 6 party members in the second 2 games, and you're able to switch out your party members whenever you want to, even in the middle of battle if you'd like to. It also features like a fusion system where Ryu can transform into a dragon. There's also other systems where other characters can transform, like Karn in the first game is able to transform into various different like transformations by fusing with the other party members. There's a shaman system in Breath of Fire 2 where the party members are able to kind of like morph into other entities, and then there's a Dragon Gene system in Breath of Fire 3 where Ryu is able to, fuse into an ice dragon or a fire dragon or a lightning dragon or whatever. It's really freaking cool and a whole lot of fun. Each game is self-contained. It tells its own story, kind of like Final Fantasy, but it also kind of like harkens back to different things in the series, mostly insofar as each game has an iteration of Ryu as well as Nina. Ryu is the dragon boy, and Nina is your Windian princess, your winged princess, magical girl, and they always tell like a love story between the two of them, and they're kind of like reincarnations each game. And there's also like another like snake goddess called Dis or Blue, depending on your translation. So there's a lot of different threads connecting the whole Breath of Fire series together, and it really is one of the best RPG series out there, and I really do hope that they do choose this to revive it, because definitely if anything does need a revival, it is Breath of Fire. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is how would they possibly revive this series? Well, if you look at what other companies are doing right now, you have a lot of collections, a lot of remasters, a lot of remakes coming out of older games. If you look at Konami, they are bundling together Suikoden 1 and 2 together, and then they are releasing that. And remember Konami's statement. They said that the reason why they were doing that was because Suikoden has been dormant for quite a bit of time, and they wanted to reintroduce their audience to Suikoden and see how receptive they were to it. And also Lunar is getting bundled together into a collection, and that is being pushed out as well. So if Capcom follows suit and they bundle together Breath of Fire 1 and 2 and they HD 2D them and they retranslate them, because my god, let's talk about that for a minute. Some of the worst translations ever, especially Breath of Fire 2. When Breath of Fire 1 came out on the SNES, Capcom hadn't really translated a game of that length before. They mostly stuck to, Street Fighter and Mega Man and things like that. So they actually contracted out to Square for them to localize it, and they did, and it was a pretty decent localization. So then when Breath of Fire 2 came around, they were like, oh, we can do this. How hard could it possibly be? Answer? It was pretty hard for them, because Breath of Fire 2 is notorious as one of the worst RPG translations out there. Like, things like yes and no are swapped in it. Like, it's really freaking bad. Some of it is nonsensical. So hopefully it does get a brand new translation as well. Hopefully maybe there's like some rebalancing, added areas. Some party members definitely need some help, like Gobi. He's one of the worst party members ever. He needs some help. So hopefully they do some rebalancing, some quality of life features if they do go the bundling method like Konami is doing. They could also go ahead and they could create a brand new Breath of Fire. That would be honestly what I want. Like, next year we have so many remakes, remasters, bundles, collections coming out. It would be great to get a new Breath of Fire, even if they call it Breath of Fire 7 or whatever it is that they have to do. I think that would just be fantastic to get a brand new entry in this series. But now I want to ask you, how do you feel about Breath of Fire? How do you feel about this news? What do you think that they're going to do? Do you think that we're going to get a collection? Do you think that they're going to bundle it? Do you think that we're going to get a new entry? Let me know in the comments. Let's all talk and chat about it. And as always, have a good day.